if you look at some of these parts, it may look as if it may be lighter. It's the reflection of the candy. When we powder coated my frame, they had a powder coating that you can get candy. But the guy at the powder coating shop told me, he said, Vic, when you get around the corners, it's not gonna look the same because of the pop of the metallic. You see what I'm saying? So it may look as if it's lighter, but that's just if you look at my car, on the orange car, at the bottom of the car, it looks darker down here. That's the floor of the candy. Because of the reflection, the shade got it darker. Straight up in your face, it looks lighter there. That's just the contour of the shape of the candy. Because candy paint is translucent, it's see-through. You see what I'm saying? So if you got a dark base and you get the right angle, it's gonna appear dark, which is what Mr. Tom did on the orange car when he painted that candy. He didn't apply a lot of base because he wanted the black ground coat to peek through to make it a little bit darker on transition when it flops. So it's ways you can kind of manipulate the candy, but it take big dog experts like Mr. Tom, 40 years in, that's been painting it. So Red is a pupil of Mr. Tom. You know, Red is a marksman when it comes to painting, but dealing with candy paints, contours, the way that it flips and all of that, he's still learning that process. So he's doing an amazing job though, we love it.
Heavy duty welding job in there, all welded in grade 10 bolts. Doubled up steel plate in here, all cased in and welded in solid as a bastard. 1/8 inch thick on each side. 1 inch square stock by 2. Solid as a rock. That shit ain't bending for nobody. When they don't make them, we do. Come on, Mike. God damn it. Back. There we go. And then we'll go over these and get the rods lined up. There it is. So we're gonna take it, we're gonna jack this up a little bit, we're gonna drop this down 2 notches. And then we're gonna lower the car down slowly, you on one side, me on the other. We're gonna bring the car down, we're gonna watch the arms, and I wanna get them close to where I can get the linkage rods in. Then we're gonna try to canter the rear end. And then I just remembered something on this car. When I put the shocks on this the last time, you have to take the bracket off the bottom of the rear end. The shocks don't pull out enough to the back to slide them on the pins. And there's not enough room to slide the tops in because all the paint, you saw how much fun we had trying to get the top in yesterday, right? So I'm gonna have to drop the bolts back out of the bottoms, put the shock on it, and then bolt that piece back in, and then bolt the shock in tight to it. This is the torsion bars for the rear trunk on the 79 Trans Am. This procedure was supposed to have been done back when they built the car, except for too many hands. Somebody overshot it. We didn't even have them here. They were missing with the car when it came in, the way the car was disassembled. Now we're trying to put them in, and even the best people in all the videos I watched, everybody had problems with them. I watched enough videos to try to get an idea on how it's supposed to work. Now see, I'm gonna need you to push, see this bar back here?
Yeah.
Set that thing up on a tripod.
All right, all right.
There we go.
So, well, the torsion bars, what holds the hood up, for those guys that know what actually holds the hood up, is the torsion bars that's up under this piece. Had to be installed. Mr. Rich kind of let me know how, you know, amazing it was as far as the degree of difficulty to actually get those pieces in. But the final piece was this here. He actually got everything installed. You can see the weather stripping is in. The car looks so much better with the gas door. You see both pieces on, everything. All of these are new pieces with the LED trim that's gonna light up pretty bright, as well as Mr. Rich actually.
We made a tool to do the.
You made a tool.
We had to make a tool out of a spark plug socket
to actually make it work. With all of it now coming together, lined up, you know, you could just see how good it's gonna look once we wash it up. But the deck filler piece is in. Torsion rods are in. Your back fin is in. If you guys remember when it first came in, we had to body work it, you know. So all of it's going back together, but this is just another aspect too that gotta be, you know, I think it's very important to bring up to you guys as are building cars like this, like just for the cost conscious minded. You're probably gonna have 40 hours assembling the car. It has nothing to do with the paint job. See, like if you bring a car in that's, you know, $5,000–6,000 paint job, it's not coming with every single bolt of that car took apart. It's not coming with every piece of it totally separated. Now you gotta take time and put all of those pieces back together. That's another charge too. On frame off restorations, you're gonna have an assembly fee, putting everything back together. Being that I charge you, whatever I charge you for your paint job, that has nothing to do with the 40 to 80 hours that it's gonna take to reassemble this whole car. So that's another thing that you gotta keep in mind when you're building a car from the ground up to the level that these guys are building a car. Now at VTSV Auto, I don't want you to think that you have to build a car to this level for us to vibe with you. Like we could build a car for whatever level you're on. If you want a simple paint job, I was at a point like that. If I just want to paint it, Vic, don't take it all the way apart. What can you do to kind of keep me at a price point? Will it be something that I like? I feel like anything we do, a customer gonna like it anyway. But it's when you try to do it the correct way, 100% flawless, you know, that's a horse of a different color. Now you entering into a whole, you don't come to this office no more. You go to the office in the back. We got a whole other, we got to talk to you in the back. The money you need to bring in, you need to bring it through the back. Don't bring it through the front. You know what I'm saying? That kind of money, bring it through the back. You know what I mean? That's the difference, guys. So just keep that in mind. Like, all jokes aside, you got to factor little things like that in, because now this car has been painted for probably 4 or 5 months. But we doing so much other stuff to it. Like if you come up, if you guys seen the work that he did, once we got it after it was painted, we realized that this is a 26 in the rear. It's a 24-inch in the front. Well, if anybody got 26s, you know this is a 32-inch tire. The height of this tire is 32 inches. Some of them is a 275, 25. It might be 31 and 31.8 inches, 32. If it's 255, 30, 26, it's 36, 32 inches. So all of it, we'll just say roughly 32. Where the wheel opening on it was 30 and a half. So we had to open up the wheelbase to fit the 26. And then you guys know about the issue that we ran into with the Ride Tech rear suspension, the lower trailing arms not being the correct length. We installed the whole kit to realize that it was incorrect. Once we measured them, we had to send them back in. Now Mr. Rich got everything dialed in. But after the car is being painted, You know, obviously now we're detailing the motor work, we're getting everything set up. Subframe, engine, transmissions, everything is detailed now. The serpentine belt is on. We got a good idea how we're gonna run the twin turbos now. So, you know, everything is coming together, but even then, all of this stuff is painted. Now we're talking about assembly, putting everything together, lining everything up. You know, that's different than beyond everything else that we're doing. So when you go this far, it's almost like when GM and Buick and Mercedes and all of those car engineers sit down to build a car. They don't build a car in 2 months. It takes a lot of time for the geometry that goes into the suspension, the drivetrain, and everything like that. And it's just like that here. You know, it's just, a lot of the homework have been done for us because we have a car already. But when you take a customer's viewpoint and say, I want to make this car this way, you're redesigning it, you're re-engineering something. But good thing GM gave us a solid platform to start off of. So salute to my guys here at VTSV Auto. This work looking real good, man. If you got something, no matter how small or big, man, you come see us, VTSV Auto, man, we'll get you done right on time. Come see me, holla at me. If you don't see me, holla at Justin. If you don't see Justin, holla at Red. If you don't see Red, holla at Mr. Rich. If you don't see them, leave a message.